Amsterdam, the capital and largest city in the Netherlands with 750,000 inhabitants. Every day, around 1 million people travel by bus, tram and metro. But the current above-ground bus and tram network can scarcely handle all these passengers. While at the same time, the number of passengers is constantly rising as the city expands in areas such as Eiburg, Amsterdam North and the South Side. Travelling from Amsterdam North via the busy city centre to the south can only be done by bus or tram. Amsterdam does boast 3 metro lines, but they mostly avoid the centre. The centre is becoming busier, so the city needs a new metro line. A metro line from north to south via the centre. After years of planning, work officially started in 2003. Amsterdam was founded on the banks of the rivers IJ and Amstel around the year 1200. After a dam had been constructed in the Amstel, the city expanded rapidly. Thanks to its excellent location on the river IJ, in the 17th century Amsterdam became a rich trading city. Many houses, warehouses, towers and churches were built in the tightly packed centre. So over the centuries, Amsterdam became an important economic centre, the beating heart of the region. But this also meant the city became fuller and more crowded. The tram and the car made the streets even busier. Now, at the beginning of the 21st century, the city streets, the arteries of the centre, are slowly becoming choked. Good accessibility is indispensable for Amsterdam. Economic growth depends on it. The Amsterdam North District is developing rapidly, and the Southern District, the South Side, is a prime location for businesses. The North-South line will establish the much-needed fast North-South connection via the city centre to the South Side. In the 1970s, the first metro line, the East Line, was built. This meant that many houses had to be demolished so that metro tunnels could be put in place from an open excavation site at street level. There were many objections from local people. Consequently, Amsterdam temporarily shelved the plans for constructing a metro line under the city centre. However, new techniques were later developed which made the construction of the North-South line possible, namely tunnel boring machines, which could bore through the weak Dutch soil. A perfect technology for constructing the section of the North-South line which runs under the old city centre. Boring a tunnel under the city meant no houses had to be demolished, with considerably less inconvenience. In October 2002, after many meetings about the costs and risks, the City Council gave final approval for the construction of the North-South line. The construction of the North-South line through the heart of Amsterdam is a large, complicated project. A unique project, as 2 tunnels have to be cut under the historic city centre. Various techniques will be applied. The North-South line begins or ends above ground in Amsterdam North, slowly goes underground and continues under the River IJ through an immersed tunnel. This involves commonly used techniques. The line then continues directly under the central station. This is a far-reaching operation which requires a special approach. The space for the metro station under the station's central tunnel is excavated by the walls roof method. Only the soil is removed, the groundwater remains in place. A channel is dug to the River IJ, enabling the tunnel segments to be transported and sunk in place under the station. In the meantime, the central station remains accessible for travellers. Using the same walls roof method, the southern section of the metro station is built under the square in front of the station. The section of line between this area and the Damrak makes use of the caisson technique, the same method that was used for the construction of the East Line. This involves lowering the tunnel segments from the street level. Next, two tunnels are bored under the centre from the north side of the Damrak. This technique is also used to continue the north-south line to the Scheldeplein. The line continues underground in an arc around the Rij to the A10 ring road, where it surfaces and connects with the South WTC station. The total length of the line is 9.5 kilometers, with 8 stations en route. Two specially constructed tunnel boring machines will bore the two 7-meter diameter metro tunnels over a total length of around 4 kilometers. The tunnel boring machines are assembled in a 20-meter deep launching shaft on the wet Damrak soil, after which they will each drill a tunnel. The second tunnel boring machine will start boring 3 months after the first. A tunnel boring machine is 60 meters long, almost 4 times as long as a city bus, and is a complete factory in itself. The cutting wheel at the front slowly cuts the sand and clay, which when mixed with a special boring mud is flushed away. When sufficient space has been cut away, a special machine places the concrete tunnel segments at the precise spot. 7 tunnel segments are needed each time to completely seal off the tunnel walls. The new tunnel segments are firmly pressed into place and the tunnel has become a bit longer. The machine can embed around 13 meters of tunnel every day. Temporary rails for the transportation by train of personnel and material are laid in each new tunnel segment.